A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the flash news of today. Today we'll delve into all of the atrocities of La Republic de Cameroon and of course what the UN has said. Did La Republic de Cameroon respect the US stand? Oh well, join us on this journey of looking into all of the needs and desires of Ambazonians, which is merely to get to Buea and to get the freedom that they truly deserve and desire. Well, we'll return after this short break and head into the reports of today. Oh, well, let's start with the new revelation surfacing from the assassination of the ADF general. Now, new developments have emerged on the neutralizing of the supposed Ambazonian defense fighter, General Weapon, and four of his colleagues who were eliminated by agents of La Republic de Cameroon in a military operation on the 24th of November 2024. Following their elimination in Bamenda, new revelations on their notorious generals' alleged crimes are raising questions about the distinction between genuine soldiers of the Ambazonian movement and the self-acclaimed Ambazonian defense freedom fighters. Well, of course, they are usually regarded as imposters and proxies of La Republic de Cameroon. But let's get into this full detail. On the 24th of November 2024, the colonial military forces in Bamenda reported
the silent struggle of southern Cameroon's Ambazonia, a chronicle of escalating refugee crisis, human rights abuses, and global indifference. Dive into the heart-wrenching narrative of southern Cameroon's, also known as Ambazonia, where a relentless refugee crisis and rampant human rights abuses unfold amidst a backdrop of international neglect. Explore the untold stories of resilience, despair, and the urgent need for global attention and intervention.
I want to thank our head, Mr. Sako, for the kind gesture we give we, President Sako, for we Amazonian land. Some of us we are disabled, and because of war, I lost my family, my wife, my children. I have only my grandchildren living with me. So once MEP continue to give us this gesture, because some of us we don't have means, some will get some small thing for ourselves. I don't have the strength to stand and do something with one leg.
I am appealing for humanitarian support for my people. Ambazonian refugees need our help. In a world brimming with indifference, we are compelled by duty, compassion, and an undying need for justice to raise our voices for the unheard. The plight of the southern Cameroon's Ambazonian refugees cries out for immediate action. War, displacement, and marginalization
A very good afternoon to you and welcome to the Flash News here on Undaunted ABC Amba TV. I am Oyi Opala and today we'll take a look at all of the atrocities and intricacies of the actions of La Republic de Cameroon. The Ambazonians, on the other hand, have been going through severe hardship, and all of which is geared and engineered towards getting independence and freedom heading to Buea. Well, after this short break, we'll come back with details of the report we've gotten from the home front. All right, for the flash news of today, let's start with the assassination of the so-called ADF general. New developments have submerged and emerged on the neutralizing of the supposed Ambazonian defense fighter, General Weapon, and four of his colleagues, who were eliminated by agents of the Republic of Cameroon in a military operation on the 24th of November 2024. Following their elimination in Bamenda, new revelations on the notorious general's alleged crimes are rising and raising questions about the distinction between genuine soldiers of the Ambazonian movement and the self-acclaimed Ambazonian defense fighters, usually regarded as imposters. On the 24th of November 2024, the colonial military forces in Bamenda reportedly eliminated a notorious Ambazonian general referred to as General Weapon, along with four of his fighters in Alabukan neighborhood. At the moment, the operation has seen a wave of allegations regarding the general's involvement in violent crimes that have plagued the savannah zone of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. New revelations suggest that the deceased general was allegedly responsible for a series of kidnappings for ransom, violent attacks, and roadblocks that disrupted daily life, contrary to the activities of the real militants of the Ambazonian movement. Reports have also linked their impostor to recent arson attack about a week ago on taxis in the same town, not painted in the Ambazonian colors of blue and white. The faithful fighters of the Ambazonian movement are making the public understand that the ADFs are using these strategies to exert control and spread fear in the community. Well, amidst their confusion, questions are coming up about the role of Ayabacho, another prominent figure in the Ambazonian fight. Following his arrest about a month ago, some locals have begun to turn against him, citing his alleged crimes against humanity and even attributing the atrocities committed by the late General Weapon to being command of Ayabacho. Now, considering the rationale of the Ayabar, citizens of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia are seeking their distinction between genuine Ambazonian fighters who protect their communities while advocating for the true freedom of the Ambazonian people and imposters who operate as proxies for CPDM loyalists. You would agree with us that more often than not, the imposters have used their affiliation to the power, abusing colonial authorities for personal gain, further complicating the struggle for independence. Banditry and kidnapping have been the order of the day under the guise of Ambazonian fighters. This has fueled suspicions that a handful of top officials in the La Republic of Cameroon government could be sponsoring non-state armed groups to inflict pain and sufferings on the civilians. This strategy appears to be designed to undermine the legitimate self-defense efforts of the Ambazonian movement in a bid to paint a distorted picture that benefits the colonial government. During the raid, according to reports, La République du Cameroon's military forces recovered several vehicles, including one associated with the late deputy mayor of Bamenda, Joko Frida, who was an administration installed by the Buea regime, as well as a jeep belonging to a local pastor and a Hilux linked to a prominent non-profit organization. Meanwhile, local residents have reacted to the news of the general's death with, relief. This, again, is proof that he was viewed as a threat not only to their safety and also to genuine Ambazonian fighters. That is the ASA striving for community well being. But that's not all. La République du Cameroon soldier has been killed as well. Now, this report says on the 24th of November, a soldier from the La République du Cameroon army in Muyukar was eliminated after a surprise attack by the Ambazonian Defense Forces. This incident, which has left the colonial forces in awe, highlights the continuing violence in the British Southern Cameroons, where the struggle for independence keeps recording significant loss of lives and suffering. This report says that the Bobe Gopti Milton, stationed at the Malande post in Fako, lost his life during an ambush by Ambazonian fighters in the Atlantic zone of the British Southern Cameroons. This attack comes as a result of the consequences of persistent instability in the British Southern Cameroons, which has been embroiled in war since 2016. Do the counting. 2016, so much pain, so much fear, so much agony. The La République du Cameroon's agents, men upon his demise, gave up the ghost on the spot, marking yet another casualty in a war that has already claimed the lives of over 3,000 soldiers. So why the war in the first place? Why the war in the first place? Ambazonian government is ready for negotiation, for talks. Why not do the right thing? The Ambazonian War began as the movement for greater autonomy and recognition for the English-speaking minority in the predominantly French-speaking nation over the years. Frustrations over perceived marginalizations and the lack of colonial government support have escalated into a violent struggle for independence, with British Southern Cameroon seeking establishment and recognition of their own country, Ambazonia, the British Southern Cameroons. This should not be a hard nut to crack. But then, it was and it is devastating for communities because they are losing their lives, which has led to widespread humanitarian challenges. Civilians have faced violence, so many displacements. Should we even talk about economic hardship? While the dictatorial military response to the insurgency has often been marked by accusations of human rights abuses. The Ambazonian people are promising to not relent their efforts until freedom is gotten at Buea. Even a child cannot be shut off totally. But regardless of how much the people scream and the UN come into power, come into the talk, La République du Cameroon continues to pay deaf ears. They've continued to disregard UN Committee on Torture and all of the warnings that has been going on. Is La République du Cameroon untouchable? Oh well, a shocking incident has raised serious concerns about the treatment of Ambazonians and especially the English-speaking legal professionals in the Cameroons. Lawyer Tamfu Richard was brutally assaulted by gendarmes of the colonial administration after defending a client's rights. This incident comes just days after Buea's country faced international scrutiny over allegations of torture. Are they ready? Well, a disturbing video is making rounds on socials where Indwaller, a well-known lawyer, Tamfu Richard, was violently assaulted by gendarmes following his attempt to contest the arrest of his client. Lawyers have no say, obviously, Journalists have no say. So the lawyer argued that his clients should not be detained solely based on a summon, which led agents of the colonial forces brutalizing and arresting him as well. Eyewitnesses captured the disturbing footage of Richard being thrown into the back of a gendarmerie vehicle, where he was treated like a hardened criminal. This incident is part of our troubling trend of attacks